Now, what should they do with Darrelle Revis?
Get rid of him. There's no question about that right now. It's time for to move on. The Jets are a bad team, and you have one of the best players in the game, albeit he's hurt. He's still one of the best corners in the game. He's your biggest chip right now. You need to get draft picks. You need to get players on that team that are going to help you build and grow. And Darrelle Revis is one of those guys, so you got to get rid of him.
Well, I knew it was the reason I liked having you around you, because other than, of course, your effervescent personality.
Well, thank you very much.
But I think you're exactly right. I mean, the Jets, they were a top 10 defense without him playing. So they know they're already solid, somewhat solid on that side of the ball. This is about how much you can get. They have a lot of needs. Everybody's so focused on quarterback, running back. They still don't have a threat in the wide receiver core, a dependable threat, I should say. They have so much that they need on offense that to completely change this team's fortune, I think you need to make a serious deal for your best player. I know, look, Darrelle Revis still a top 1 or 1A, 2 corner, however you feel about the Richard Sherman, Darrelle Revis debate. But you need to get the most that you can get. And if anybody's going to pony up a first-round pick, you got to jump on that immediately.
You know, in my extensive experience covering the NFL, and more important,
here we go.
In my extensive experience as a Madden general manager, franchise, I was always told, you don't get rid of good players or great players, you acquire them. You're in the business of adding them. You don't send one out the door. Somebody's going to pay Darrelle Revis. So why shouldn't it be the Jets? If I'm New York, I want to do everything possible, exhaust all possibilities of keeping this guy around, Hugh.
First of all, for the points that Jamil just so eloquently made, you still were a top 10 defense without him on the field.
Awesome. How much better could you be?
Your offense was one of the worst offenses in the NFL, Mike.
Okay.
You need offensive help. You need a running back.
Is the only way to do that by trading Darrelle Revis?
He's your biggest chip, Mike. You have one of the best players in the game, and he didn't play last year, and your defense still was
good. Why don't you let him play for you instead of go helping somebody else?
Because it costs too much.
Right. Oh, my God. Somebody else is going to pay.
So why should it be you? Listen, the Buffalo Bills paid Mario Williams a big chunk of change.
And Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's getting $17.7 million a year is Mario Williams. And, of course, Darrelle Revis wants to get paid higher than that. He wants to be the highest paid defensive player in the history of the NFL.
Let me ask you a question. What's that first-round pick and that second-round pick in 2014? What positions they playing this year for him? What, you want to put him at quarterback?
No,
let's put first-round pick of Tampa Bay at the top of the depth chart at quarterback. Why don't we do that?
But what you're talking about, you could get a guy. It doesn't have to act. It doesn't have to say to me it's a quarterback. But you're going to get somebody that's going to help your team out immediately. That's not going to cost you as much as Darrelle Revis is going to cost you.
And not just that, they're dealing from a position of weakness. That's why you don't do this. The reason the best they can theoretically get right now, if this report is true from Tampa, is a first-rounder in 2014, is because of the risk involved with Darrelle Revis' contract and his knee. They're not going to get equal value in the first place. You're getting even less by trading him at this point. In NFL terms, a first and second in 2014 is equivalent to a second and third this year. John Idzik and Rex Ryan need to win this year. There's no guarantee that they can reap the benefits of first and second round pick next year. They got to get players this year, and there are other means of doing that than trading your best one here.
Mike, you're talking about trading a guy like are you hearing what I'm saying?
I'm understanding the words that's coming out of your mouth.
Your defense was still good without him on the field.
Marty stepped up.
He is not that much of a difference maker once you have your defense at the top. What is he going to make your top 5 defense?
You just said Darrelle Revis is not that much of a difference maker?
How much did a difference did he make last year, Mike? Where was he at? He's making a difference in the training room.
But when he's on the field, Mike, there's arguably none
and when
better.
He wasn't on the field, your defense survived. Your offense that's
what the appointed exercise is, to survive. Let's just survive this.
No,
Let's just be average.
You know what it is? You know what? When your defense plays as much as they have, you need some offense. And what's the best way to go out and get some offense? In the draft and trade away one of your best players and get some players back.
Why don't you use the picks you have?
And not only, let's not forget that this is partially about money. Psychologically, can their relationship ever be right? Because I feel like every other year, this dude complaining about the money he's not getting. And if Woody Johnson is not going to pay him quarterback money, which is basically what he wants.
Listen,
so you're already
his
at
quarterback don't deserve quarterback money, so why not?
He's not.
What quarterback you paying?
But he's made that clear.
Michael, that's bad. I love Mark Sanchez, but I'm just saying.
I'm not paying you, dude. You're not going to be paid.
It's time to move on.
You got to move on.
If he gets paid more than Mario Williams, he'll be what? In the Brady-Rodgers discussion. He'll make more than both of those guys. Than Brady and Rodgers. Is he as good as those players?
Of course not.
Of course not.
But okay, let me try this one more time. Somebody's going to pay Darrelle Revis. Why not the team that already has him?
And no matter how many times
that
you
can't
say
be the
it,
logic.
it still ain't right.
That can't be the
over and over
logic.
again doesn't change the fact you're wrong.
Hello?
Hey, you know what? It's like the conversation we had the other day. Like, somebody's going to pay Andrew Bynum.
It ain't got to be you.
But should it be the Sixers?
Did you just compare Andrew Bynum to Darrell
I'm
Revis?
just saying. That's not what I'm
You
talking
knew what he was talking about. Yep.
This one right here.
The dude is coming off ACL.
The Sixers should pay Andrew Bynum. I just want to put that out
See,
there.
which, which lets me further know, to quote Steve Harvey, that neither one of y'all know what y'all talking about when it comes to trading Darrell Revis.
Look, and I have a feeling that that's somebody else. I don't think that somebody else is going to pay Darrell Revis. I have a feeling his price is going to come down a little bit, and he still needs to separate from the Jets.
When you look at the landscape of the NFL, you hear about these 2 flat cap years that are coming up. Teams are not going to break bread with Darrell Revis like he think they're going to break bread with.
Especially coming off an injury.
Yes.
But let me be clear with you guys. I understand where y'all are coming from. As much as we're going back and forth, I understand where y'all are coming from and saying that it might be better for the team as a whole to get as much as you can. This prospective offer, if Tampa's willing to give up a first and second next year, right now is not enough for me if I'm New York. If you're giving me a boatload, if you're giving me players and picks this year,
talking about a Herschel Walker deal.
Well, you know what, something kind of like that. Right. But if I were looking at that, I would strongly consider. I'm not saying Darrell Revis is untouchable. I get y'all logic. I'm saying picks next year, high though they may be. I'm not trying. If I'm Rex Ryan, you're undermining Rex Ryan. You're giving away his best player, and he may lose his job after this
but look at it like this, and you're on to something when you say lose his job. But look at it like this. Okay, if you get that first round draft pick next year, let's say where it's slotted. Next year is the year of the quarterback. This is the next year where you're going to get the quarterbacks.
Good point.
And I would take. Thank you very much. I've been paying attention.
So you want tank for the Louisville kid?
No, I'm not saying you're not taking for anything. You're not taking for anything. But you're putting yourself in position to get a quarterback for next year if you could just stay the course or weather the storm this year. Oof. And that's what teams are doing. Look at what they did. Marty Mornhinweg comes in, signs a 2-year deal. Rex Ryan didn't get an extension. None of his coaching staff got an extension. They got a 1-year deal. So if you're in the conspiracy theories like I am, what does that look like to you? Like Marty Mornhinweg is the guy that's next in line to be the head coach.
Is that a good thing?
It might be a great thing.
Just fans excited about this?
Did you see what Marty Mornhinweg did with Michael Vick?
Did you see what he did in Detroit?
Are you serious?
Hey, listen, that's y'all dilemma. I'm not talking about that.
I'm just saying.
I'm winning this debate by default at this point. You throwing out Andrew Bynum, you throwing out Marty Mornhinweg. I mean,
hey, I wasn't co-signing that, okay?
All right, Hugh Douglas from Numbers Never Lie. You going to join us later on in the show?
I mean, I have no choice.
Dang you.